And welcome back, my fellow fiends, to Let's Play Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. Last time, we made it to the halfway point of Yoyogi Park, and I, off-screen, took care of some preparations. Now, the big thing I've done, and you may have noticed this right away, well, first off, I fused off my fodder demons, as I didn't really need them, just to fill out the compendium a little to satisfy my completionism. But also, I fused White Rider. You need to be level 52 to get him, but he is amazing. He comes with God's Bow, an instant kill expel type attack that works 100% of the time. The only way an enemy is going to avoid being killed by it is if they are immune. Not resistant, outright immune to it. It is wicked good for deleting problem targets, as a lot of things in the game, including some really nasty things, are vulnerable to it. The other spell that he has at his disposal is Prominence, which is the strongest fire spell in the game, at least in theory. There is one that is a bit more consistent, is akin to Wind Cutter for Force Magic, but with Fire Boost, which I've gotten on him, it is a very, very powerful spell. Also, I used Orthrus to fuse him, so I was able to get mana refill on him, so he is going to be pretty sustainable also, and with a solid magic score of 20, he can do a lot of damage. He's got a couple junk skills on there, like Zan and Analyze, but one big skill I really wanted to make sure he had is Rakukaja, so I did some Mitama fusion to get that onto him. So this guy is going to be very handy for us for a very, very long section of the game. He'll probably be with us up until the final dungeon. Alright, with that out of the way, let's continue through the construction site. But here, we've got an opportunity to show off Prominence. Let's see, we'll Wind Cutter this Kelpie out of the way. And just let's White Rider do his thing. Sadly, God's Bow will not work on Titania, as she is immune to instant death in all forms. But yeah, check out that damage. 329 on the Troll, and even on the Titania, she took some pretty sizable damage from that. Put her in range to just be killed in a single hit. Ooh, I might still have Ribarama up. Oh well, it's not a huge deal. But yeah, this is going to be a pretty consistent set. Rakukaja is mostly there for boss fights, where that is going to be very handy to have. Including in the one coming up at the end of this dungeon. Okay, I better have Pisaka cast Estoma just to make sure. To facilitate... Okay, he already had an effect. To facilitate my training earlier, I did have Ribarama up, and I just ran around this small terminal since the Titanias give very good experience. And yeah, this guy points out that the high pixies move, but as you can see, one of the overpasses just like right outside us, or right in front of us, does not have a pixie under it, so we might be able to maneuver to that one. Let me see if there's a door down here. Yes, okay. Let me get my notes up just to make sure I do not miss any items. It is not particularly, or it is not absolutely necessary to get every item at this point. If you're having trouble finding specific items, and they're doing the cross formation now, if you're having trouble finding specific items, let me just check my notes here. Okay, West Room, so I think it might be this one. I'm not sure if I'm in the right room. There is a treasure here, but it's not exactly good, so no skin off my nose if I'm not able to find it. It's just a bunch of medicines, but, you know, like I said, I gotta satisfy my completionism. Let's see, they're in the Oh, I walked right past it. Okay, go me. Alright, let's go get that treasure, and then we can get on our way. As far as my notes say, there doesn't seem to be any more items in here. Now, like I was saying, it's not prudent that you get all the treasures right now. If you complete the dungeon, the pixies will be gone, and you can go through these mazes completely uncontested. Let me see here. Based on their formation, I think they might... let me take this door. It is so fun to see things just get deleted by fire-boosted Prominence. Yeah, no, this is not the right one. I think I want to... Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah, that was kind of close, but I don't think it mattered too much. I think I want to take this one. Oh, nope, I was wrong. Okay, where did that put us? Okay, not too far from where we were. So, yeah, my brain stopped. They are in the T formation currently, not the X formation. So this was the right one. Jeez, I am all over the place right now. There we go, in the X formation. You see, that was the thing of, like, I was getting confused by, like, Japanese games and, you know, X being referred to as cross. So, yeah, my bad there. But now we should be able to go under this one. I'm not that sneaky. I blundered into your teleports at least once. Yeah, and they don't move if you... Let me see what we got here. Medicine times 3? Oh boy. Oh, I didn't have that one on my notes. Weird. Whatever, doesn't matter too much. Man, fire boosted prominence is so good. And I'm actually very lucky to have mana refill on him. That was something I tried to fuse for in my previous playthrough, and I just couldn't get it. Also, that's a unique door we got over there. Alright, there's where Sakahagi is, so we are in the end of the Yoyogi construction site. However, got a bit of a problem here. Oh, man. You know, they worked really hard to put that thing up. Yeah, whatever, buddy. And then they just disappear. Man, so hostile and aggressive. So yeah, there is no construction platform that we can use to get a sight of who or where the pixies are in this maze. It is pure trial and error at this point, but it's not a terribly difficult maze anyway. It's not like, say, Eridanos from Strange Journey. Everybody hates Eridanos. Now, we can finally open up the entrance to the Shibuya entrance to the Yoyogi construction site. Haha! Well, lots of rabid fairies. Now, the enemies are very weak here, but let's just head out, quickly top ourselves off at the healing fountain. Why not? We're already out here. And yes, you can return to Shibuya if you feel like at the moment. This little section right here, remember it for later, this section of Yoyogi Park, because, well, actually, as soon as we defeat Sakahagi and get the item that he has and return to Mystic Cow, something will open up for us to do here. Maybe it already has. Nope. Oh, yeah. This guy has his priorities in order. Alright, with that taken care of. It's actually quite a few side quests that open up after you clear this dungeon. And like I said, we're going to be taking on the third Kalpa once we're done here. I'll probably take care of the other side quests before we head in there. It's so nice. I can, when it's something like Oberon and Satanta, I can Wind Cutter the Oberon, then God's Bow the Satanta, and the Demi-Fiend doesn't even have to lift a finger. Super good demons we got at this point. So, this one's a bit hectic, and I don't remember offhand what the exact solution is, so we're probably going to get warped around a bit, but it's relatively short and painless. Okay, so that's wrong. We're over here now. Let me see. Actually, I think... No. I thought we could go through that door, but that is not the one that we can go through. It's a very similar area. And yeah, like I said, there is treasure in here. I'm just going to wait until after we... Oh! Well, never mind. When I previously did this, I could not find the way to warp to this specific area to get this treasure. Alright, let me just advance the Kagetsuchi. I was not expecting to get this. Man, you would not believe how many encounters I got into just trying to get the Kagetsuchi to full. But that's taken care of, so let's get our Beat of Life. Very good reward for doing that. Also, I haven't mentioned it just because there's so many moving parts, I tend to lose track of at least one or two of them. I have Void Fire on my skill set. I traded out Violet Flash for it since I'm not going to be using that skill anymore. That does not matter at all. That was just slot filler so that I could get something that might potentially be useful, though honestly I'm not even sure if it will be. Now that I've had time to think on it for a little bit, I think the correct way forward is this way. And then we hang a left here. And then go straight here. Alright, just gotta heal up real quick. One bit of good news is I got a Jade from the Kelpies in that previous battle, so hey, I can get another Mitama. Always nice when you get that. And, okay, we'll grab this treasure, because there's no reason not to. Get a Chakra Drop, always nice. And then I think we just go straight again, yeah. And we are at the end. Now, the boss room is right there, and Sakahagi is also going to be waiting there for us, but obviously... we have not yet had a chance to save our progress, and it would be very prudent for us to do so. Fortunately, there is in fact a save point around here, so let's head on out to this section of the construction site, and we got a couple more treasures to pick up also. So let's grab these before we head into that next room, which does in fact contain the coveted save point. Here we got a bead from that previous treasure, slurring my words, and a revival bead. I promise you I haven't been drinking this morning. And beyond here, we finally get our small terminal. So let's save up here. As always, when you're doing Let's Plays, it is good practice to use multiple save files, because you never know when something's gonna go wrong. I did definitely have a few issues with that back in the very early days when I did this. Haven't had so recently, but you know, it's still good practice to do it, just in case. You never know when a recording is gonna go sideways on you and you have to reload. With that out of the way, let's actually get to the boss room. Finally finish off this construction site, because we've been here. Well, actually, this hasn't been a terribly long dungeon. Honestly, most of the length of this dungeon just comes from figuring out, like, the mazes. As is often the case in RPGs, where once you know where to go, it is much, much quicker to get through it. Now, before we head into here, Kurama is actually going to be going on the bench for this fight, and somebody who hasn't had a chance to destroy this stuff in a while is Arhabaki. He is not coming in for any particular skill that he brings to the table in terms of damage. He's coming in just because he avoids physical attacks and he has Makakaja, which is going to be important for this fight. And, actually, looking things over, we've got another fight where Murakumo is going to be useful to us, because we want physical resistance, and we don't care about the elemental weaknesses, but we do care about ailment weakness. So, hey, another situation to put this one to work. And let's just, give ourselves some light top-offs. Hellbiker's just been chilling in the back, conserving his MP. It's not as critical to do this on Daisojo, but, you know, whatever. Alright, with that all taken care of, let's go in. Hopefully I can do this fight well. And Sakahagi sitting casually like the cool guy he thinks he is. That implies that somebody else came here also. I'm guessing it wasn't Mr. Cow. Oof. Oh, it's a girl. I'm presuming he means a human girl. And it's not Mr. Cow. There's only one person that it could be. I hope she's okay. I see he's lowering his standards and is taking our skin instead of just mannequin skins. What's he doing? Hello? I will admit that goofy sound effect when he blinks always just, like, that is so out of place for a game like this. But hey, it's the big boy, Girimakala, and he is the physical repelling demon that we were warned about, so we want to get set up. Now he has Dekunda, which is why it is absolutely critical that we have Rakukaja, because we really want to bring his damage down, and we cannot rely on Warcry to do that for us, because all too often he'll just Makakaja it off. Alright, so let's get our defenses up, and we'll get our offenses up, and honestly, I'll probably just do two waves of this just to get us fully set up. To my recollection, he does not have Dekeja, but if he does, well then there's egg on my face. But that's not the first time this has been that kind of situation in this Let's Play. But yeah, that would be doing way, way too much damage if we did not bring the damage down. I'm just gonna put one more Rakukaja up just to put us in good standing. Now, it is absolutely critical that you have good magic here, because, yeah, Girimakala, he repels physical attacks, and this is not going to feel too good if you have your own physical attacks bounced back in your face. Now we can actually go on the offensive, and we are doing pretty excellent damage now. Ideally, and fingers crossed, oh, nice. With the Rakukajas we have up, we shouldn't have to worry too much about being killed. I will get another Makakaja up just to get that good and ready. We'll hit him with yeah! Oh man, that is so great. we'll top ourselves off here and get that final Makikaja, and then our Habaki's just going to be on continual pass duty at this point. He cannot do anything against Giri Makala except end our turn prematurely. I will say, though, him voiding those blights is so handy. Now, the other thing that he can use is Panic Voice, which is why I did not want to have an ailment weakness on me, because that would be way too nasty for us to have to deal with. Oh, he's already dead! Well. Oh, looks like Sakahagi is now throwing his hat in the ring. Sakahagi is a joke. Watch this. And just one more. Yeah. Sakahagi is very anticlimactic. He's famously one of the most anticlimactic bosses in the game. If you actually give him a chance to go, mostly he just does weak physical attacks, and he'll try to use magic, but he will not have any MP to do so, because since we're able to innately summon demons, but it seems Sakahagi actually has to use magic power to do so. So even if you give him an opportunity to actually fight back, chances are good he is not going to get the chance to. That fight went about as perfect as possible. Now, both Magic and Vitality are at my stopping points for them. I don't want to invest any more level up points into these, so it's time to finally start being the physical build champion that the Demi-Fiend was meant to be. It'll take a while, and we'll definitely need the right skills to get this working, but after a while, physical attacks will become very powerful. I do not need Void Nerve, let's just give that up. Bye-bye. Chaos Blade, that'd be an interesting skill. Stone Hunt. So, allegedly, this one's going to, well, what it says it does is that it'll let you get gems from demons through negotiation. But all too often, whenever I've used it, they've just given me magic rocks instead. You know, the attack magic rocks. And I don't think that's a particularly good thing to have. Or, well, it's not worth the effort of negotiating, so I am not a fan of that skill. Hey, Tetrasha. Can never go wrong with having access to this, so let's throw that on there. And he gets Degaja, that's nice. Hey, Attack Mirror, that's a rare item. And that is everybody leveled up. For defeating Sakahagi, we get the Yahirono Himurogi. However, it is drained of its power. We just can't win, can we? Well, Mr. Cow asked for it, so we may as well return it. I mean, what else are we gonna do? Now, as you attempt to leave... looks like all the fairies are coming to their senses. Yep, Sakahagi is a very bad man. Ikin. No skin off my nose. I should be apologizing to all the fairies that I have killed. So, she's alive, but... huh. Well, we'll do our best with it, although it does not seem to have much power left to use. Now, we actually did get all the treasure in that maze. I was not expecting to, so we can actually get out of here. We'll take the small terminal and work back to the large terminal. Also, even though the fairies have come back to their senses, this place is still filled with violent fairies who want to kill us, because, you know, that's game design. I better make absolutely sure I have the right thing set. It would really be frustrating if I got through that fight just to get ambushed by Titanias and killed by Glacial Blast. I actually had something similar to that happen in my Digital Devil Saga Let's Play, where I removed my immunity to sleep and defeated Beelzebub. And then I got ambushed by Loximes, who proceeded to Dormina and Calm Death my party. I was so mad I had to redo that whole boss fight. But that is unseen footage from a previous Let's Play, so don't concern yourselves with that too much. Anyways, now that we've got the thing that's name is really long and I can't remember how to say it without actually looking at it, we will give it to Mr. Cow. Sorry, I don't like Ah, what the heck, it's just a weak counter I know about. I don't like butchering words when I poorly recall them from memory. Should probably throw up a stoma. Ow, no chakra drops. Or revival beads. My stock of those is actually run very, very low, so it would not be the worst thing in the world to get some of those. Alright, Mr. Cow, we got the thing. Yep, it was no match for us. The Yahirono Himorogi. I should write that down and just do my best to memorize it. Yahirono Himorogi. It is fun to say once you get it down. Yeah, go ahead. I wasn't gonna do anything with it. I don't even know what it's for. Why not just come up with your own? That seems to be what everybody else has been doing. Huh? They just mirrored the room get darker. Yeah, I've heard something like that in a song before. Teacher jump scare. I do not fear that. And these two dialogue prompts that are coming up, these are critical for deciding what ending you're going to get if you do not ally with any particular reason. We do not fear it. Okay. Alright, so we're being directed to Ikebukuro next. Okay. Aurelia does not seem to have much knowledge from Mysticao herself, but he seems to have been pushing us in a particular direction. Alright, well, that's going to be the last of Mysticao we see for a little bit. We got a couple dungeons to get through before we see her again, but that is it with her for now. So, we have been directed to Ikebukuro, so let's get over there. We got a little bit more time on this video, so may as well. Now, I know what you're thinking. There were two dialogue choices there. So what if you, instead of picking the same answer for both of them, what if you chose to answer one way with one and the other way with the other? There is a tiebreaker choice that you come across later in the game that relates to that, if you happen to go with one, or you decide to pick both responses at the different questions. But we'll get to that when we get to that. But now that we have talked to Aurelia and gotten their dialogue choices, we are one step closer to getting our ending that does not require us to ally with any particular reason. We have currently rejected Shijima and Musubi. We are technically en route to ally with Yosuga, but there is one more flag for that we have to trigger that we can back out of if we decide not to. Speaking of Yosuga, we gotta head to the Mantra HQ. Now, there is nothing particularly interesting outside of it, or even within the building itself, but remember Gozu Tenno's chamber? We gotta head there now. So, let's get on in, mosey on up. Yeah, I don't like having to revisit this place just because it's really big and tedious to get through. I mean, it's not hard or confusing, it really is just big and tedious. I don't like going through here. I kind of wish the elevator to Gozu Tenno's chamber was on the first floor and we could just go right to it and get our business on its way. But that is not the Nocturne that we live in, nor is there any particular version of Nocturne that has that, because that is not something the HD remaster addressed. Granted, it is a very minor complaint that is highly specific to me, so I'm sure it was not the first thing they thought of when they thought of things they could potentially correct. Granted, they did not think of too many things to correct in Nocturne HD in general. Yeah, the HD remaster still has the bug with focus and multi-targeting attacks where it only applies to like the first hit from the left. Although this does benefit you greatly in the Matador fight where he can't destroy you with a focused Andalucia. That would make that fight interesting. I'd have to probably come up with some different strategies if that was the case. Alright, heading in here, we are finally at Gozu Tenno's chamber once again. There's a strong power beyond the door. Is that... It is! I recognize that denim anywhere. It's Chiaki. It looks like, unfortunately, she has been disarmed by Sakahagi. It seems like she's bonding in some capacity with Gozu Tenno. Well, I admire Chiaki's persistence, but it doesn't seem like she's going down a good way. Seems that Chiaki is going to fuse with Gozu Tenno and become a demi-fiend herself. Yeah, I've been calling, like, Isamu and, well, very shortly, Chiaki swarms as demi-fiends. I don't think they're actually referred to that in any supplemental material. I just think it's pretty similar to what the demi-fiend himself goes through, so, you know. There's a loose connection there, and oof. That thing ain't pretty. Well, Chiaki has a new arm, although I'm not exactly sure if it's an upgrade over her previous situation. I'm guessing she just punched through that. Looks like Chiaki gained a considerable amount of strength, and also, oof, looking a little overgrown there. I guess if you think so. Yeah, I'll admit your hand is kind of freaking me out a bit. And it looks like Chiaki's reason has already resonated. And much like Isamu, Chiaki has gone off the deep end. I remember seeing a video that referred to the Yosuga route as the Chiaki simp route. I thought that was pretty funny. Well, hey, got a new color palette here. Looks like Chiaki has a much bigger emphasis on blue to go along with her denim fashion stylings. And once we head out here, well, in a little bit. Hello? I remember the... Yes, there! That guy was far down. And it looks like angels are beginning to flock to this area. And speak of, well, not the devil, but the angels, they are here. Dominions! These guys are actually very important. Not for anything they do particularly, or their own individual merits as demons, but because with elemental fusion you can get a very valuable demon off of them. But we'll have another chance to recruit them. It's not critical that we do so at this moment. But do keep those guys in mind and recruit one at some point, because you can create a very, very important demon with them. And we're just going to take the quick route out of here. But yes, very interestingly, although Yosuga is much more in line with the Chaos alignment being a very Darwinistic mindset, strangely in Nocturne, the reason is mostly supported by angels, which I always found kind of interesting. The angels of the Nocturne universe do not seem to have any direct parlay with the SMT series God, which is kind of interesting, all things considered. But we'll heal up here, and now we're kind of left without any direction, but it's not too hard to figure out what to do. At this point, we can return to Asakusa and just reconnect with Hijiri, let him know what happened in Yoyogi and Ikebukuro. The situation is just becoming more and more complicated, but that is where we'll leave this video. So let's just get out of the terminal. And we are done. So, as always, I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope to see you in the next video. But until then, goodbye.